So the Crowsworn demo's out. Well, not entirely, just for the Kickstarter backers, which I'm one of them. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly give some thoughts towards it before I went on a bit of a holiday. It's really good. Like, really good. If you know Hollow Knight, which I'm going to be surprised if you didn't know Hollow Knight, you'll know what Crowsworn's about. It's basically Hollow Knight meets Bloodborne, which similarly, I'll be surprised if you haven't heard of Bloodborne. You have your energy attack, which I'm putting down to a blood art. You have a gun, and you have your scythe. Those are your three main abilities, and then your blood art and your weapon has this kind of side ability which you can activate by charging it up. And your scythe has like a 3-hit combo. I say 3-hit. I think there's a few more hits you can train onto that, but you're less than likely going to get those off in this demo. And then past that, you have a dodge. The dodge you can do mid-air and on the floor, but if you do it in mid-air, you're not invulnerable when you're dodging, whereas on the floor you are. And that's pretty much the long and short of it when it comes to what you can do in the demo. But it feels really good. So I guess we'll start with some of the negatives, I guess. The only negative I can really say is to do with the boss itself. Now, this is just a demo, and this boss could not be the final piece. It could be changed in the future, and all the bosses may not follow this same design philosophy. But my few complaints, I should say, are just that it feels a little bit too rigid as to how you can dodge. One small mistake, or if you don't dodge in the right way, you're going to be in trouble. Your dodge is a set length, which isn't a bad idea because you can then decide, because you can base all of your future decisions based on your distance. But if you even dodge slightly incorrectly against the boss, or against some of the projectiles that come along, you're basically shit out of luck. That will come better with practice, and I think that is a problem more with the demo rather than with the game. Because in the demo, you're not even given a tutorial. You're just set straight against the boss. So you don't even get time to practice, really, or anything to practice against. You're just, here's the game, get into it, and it's up to you to teach yourself how to do it. So I think that's more of a problem with the demo than the actual game. But I think clarity is the one problem I could say it actually has. So there is one phase of the boss fight, which happens a couple of times, depending on how much damage you do to him, where the boss will jump up in the air and throw things down. And whilst one portion of those attacks is very well, it's very clear as to when it's going to happen, the other part of it, when spears are thrown down, because of the way lighting works, where if you go to the left-hand side, the right-hand side will be a bit darker. Because of that, it's hard to see where the actual projectiles are going to land, which makes it hard to dodge. I believe that could very well be me being unclear or not keeping an eye out correctly, or maybe I need to change brightness settings, but that is the only complaint I have ready for the boss. Otherwise, the boss feels so good to fight. Your weapons feel really good to fight. There is some really good feedback when you actually fight the boss as to when you're there's just really good feedback when you hit things, when you charge things up. There could be more effects going on when you do when you do charge up your gun or anything like that, but it just feels good. Feedback is good. It's very clear what you're doing at all the time, and it's very clear what the boss does. The boss may rub some people up the wrong way, especially if they continue this format, where it's very much trial and error. The boss will tie attacks together one after the other, and it's kind of hard to predict those unless you've fought the boss a few times. But generally speaking, it still feels good, so I wouldn't complain too much. It's just a general style of boss. But yeah, that's Crowsworn. It feels really good. It looks really good. Music sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Visual clarity is good, which is needed for a boss fight type, which is a boss fight type game. What am I on about? Which is good for a game like this. Yeah, overall, really good impression. I think if the devs keep up with this level of clarity, and they keep up with how if they keep this level of quality into the final product, we got a brilliant game in our hands. Especially since this doesn't feel like it's just Hollow Knight 2, which a lot of Souls-like games have. This feels like a very distinct product. This feels very different. So yeah, Crowsworn. I'm excited to see where this goes.